The offseason always lies. It whispers hope in January. It promises clarity before spring. But for the Toronto Blue Jays, this winter has delivered something else entirely. Tension. A slow-burning uncertainty that refuses to settle. The Blue Jays are not standing still. Far from it. They've moved quietly, deliberately. They've added. They've prepared. They've signed Kazuma Okamoto. They've stabilized parts of the roster. And yet, the real story is not who has arrived. It's who might never come back, and who might still be coming. Bichette, Kyle Tucker, Alex Bregman. 3 names, 3 directions. One franchise standing at a crossroads. Toronto's front office has been busy, described by some as busy little bees. But beneath the surface, the hum is louder than ever. This is not routine roster building. This is a philosophical decision about what the Blue Jays want to be after falling 1 win short of everything. Game 7 of the World Series still echoes. 1 night, 1 swing, 1 ending that didn't belong to them. And now, the aftermath. Bichette has always felt like part of the foundation, a homegrown star, a familiar face, a player fans assumed would be there when the next banner finally rises. But assumptions die quickly in free agency. Bichette has options, real ones, and for the first time, the possibility of him wearing another uniform feels tangible. Reports began to surface quietly. Then they stacked. Then they became impossible to ignore. The Philadelphia Phillies are no longer on the periphery. They're in the room. Insider John Heyman broke the news first. A scheduled meeting, Monday. A real conversation. Not speculation. Not smoke. Substance. Feels like there's strong mutual interest. That phrase changes everything. Soon after, The Athletic's Matt Gelb added weight to the story. Not just interest, preparation. Deep internal conversations. Roster simulations. Ripple effects. Because signing Bichette wouldn't just be an addition for Philadelphia. It would be a transformation. To make it work, the Phillies would likely need to move on from pillars like JT Realmuto or Alec Boehm. That's not a casual consideration. That's a franchise-altering discussion. And it tells us something important. This is serious. The Phillies aren't dabbling. They're committing thought, money, and vision. What changed? A standoff with Realmuto, unspent money, and most critically, Bichette's openness to moving off shortstop. That single detail cracked the door wide open. For Toronto, the implications are heavy. Because while patience remains the public posture, the clock doesn't stop ticking. If Bichette leaves, the identity of the infield changes forever. Kazuma Okamoto suddenly isn't just a signing, he's a contingency. Meanwhile, another saga unfolds in parallel. Kyle Tucker, the crown jewel of the offseason, the name that refuses to disappear. The superstar Toronto keeps circling. The Blue Jays are still there, still interested, still persistent. MLB insiders suggest Tucker's market may not reach the $400 million once predicted, but don't mistake that for weakness. He's still expected to soar past $300 million unless he opts for a shorter, higher AAV deal with flexibility. And then came the moment that set social media on fire. Kyle Tucker, George Springer, together at a TGL match in Florida. Former teammates, friends, but also optics. Fans immediately called it what they wanted it to be. Recruitment. A subtle pitch. A conversation about more than just golf. And maybe that's reading too much into it. Or maybe it isn't. Because relationships matter in this league. Trust matters. Familiarity matters, and Toronto knows it. Springer knows the city. He knows the pressure. He knows what it feels like to be one piece away. And so does Ross Atkins. Atkins has been clear, almost defiant in his stance. The team feels good about where it is. Ownership is willing to spend. Improvements are always on the table. But there's a catch. Every addition costs someone else opportunity. At this stage, adding another superstar doesn't just strengthen the roster. It reshapes it. It forces hard choices. It cuts into playing time. It challenges internal evaluations. This is the tension Toronto now lives in. Do they push harder for Tucker, knowing it might mean closing the door on Bichette? Do they wait on Bichette, knowing another team might pull the trigger first? Or do they pivot entirely, embracing the roster they've already built? One saga will end soon, and when it does, the rest will move quickly. For now, Blue Jays fans sit in the uncertainty, the familiar, maddening space of the offseason, where rumors feel real, silence feels loud, and every update carries weight. This isn't just about contracts. It's about direction. It's about belief. Because after losing a World Series in the cruelest way possible, Toronto doesn't need noise. It needs clarity, and soon, one decision will bring it. Do you think Bo Bichette is still part of Toronto's future, or is Kyle Tucker the move that defines the next era? Let us know in the comments.